Before you buy any property, you need to know the 7 stages of property development because they apply to absolutely any property. And if you don't know them, you're costing yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. And that goes for just a single residential house all the way up to a multi-level commercial development or residential development involving hundreds of different units or dwellings. The 7 stages include buying as stage number 1. The first stage, you need to buy well, you need to buy under market value, and you get instant equity as soon as you buy. Now, buying well, you don't actually need to own the property, or you don't need to settle on the property. You can buy a property really well off market and then on sell it before you've ever owned it to the open market, to the retail market that everybody else is looking at. The second one is about getting approvals. Now the second one is about analyzing the site, and this is analyzing the site for the highest and best use. So if you're just buying, say, a single residential house, you need to look at, well, how can you get the best use out of this? If you're looking at doing a renovation, well, what type of renovation? Do you add bedrooms? Do you just do a cosmetic renovation? What do you do? Or do you put a bulldoze through it and build a whole brand new house? Which one's going to be better? Then the third step, stage 3, is about getting the approval. So whether that's a building approval to do renovations, a lot of cosmetic renovations don't actually need approval, so you can kind of forward or fast track that one. But a single residential house, whether you're doing extensions or building a new one, you're going to need to get approval from a building certifier. In a lot of instances, especially around Southeast Queensland, it's self-assessable. So what that means is the certifier actually assesses the building themselves. You don't actually need to lodge it to council until it's actually approved by the certifier, so it's really quick. Not all councils are like that. Some councils take their time. But stage 3 is getting the certification or getting the approval. Stage 4 is about the finance. So making sure that you got the finance in place to build that or to do the renovation. I used to do a lot of renovations. Back when I first started, I used to pay for all the renovation costs in cash. So I factored in buying the property under a standard residential loan. I didn't tell the bank that I was doing any form of renovation, and I'd do all of the renovations in cash. That way I found was far easier. If you try and go through a bank to do renovations, if you mention the word renovation or extension or demolition to the bank, they'll run for the hills, or they'll get you on some other product that's higher risk or whatever it is. So you just got to know that up front. Step 5 is sale. Now, if you are looking at retaining the property, then obviously this doesn't apply. But if you are looking at selling it, you need to know the sales or how you're actually going to sell this to the open market. Now, this also correlates to back into stage 2 when you analyze the site. So you need to also analyze the site to make sure you maximize the sale. And what I mean by that is you don't want to build 2-bedroom units in an area that's flooded with 2-bedroom units, for example, or if you've got the opportunity to, say, put a 4th bedroom on a house and a 4th bedroom adds an extra $100,000 of value, then you want to try and add that 4th bedroom onto, say, a 3-bedroom house. Just things like that where you really analyze the site, you see what's selling well, where the value is, and even if you're keeping it, you still want to know where you can maximize the value, and that comes back to highest and best use for the site. Okay, so that is step number 5. Step number 6 is construction. Now, you don't actually have to go through all of these stages. You can exit at stage 1, you can exit before you actually build anything. You can get the approvals in place and exit then. So stage number 6 is construction. That's actually physically doing the works, and stage 7 is basically the completion. Now, if your completion is that you've renovated a house, your completion might be that you refinance the property, you retain it, and then you keep it as a positively geared property for the next 10 or 20 years, whatever that may be. So completion just means completion and settlement, reflecting on where you are, where your position is. If you're doing a development and you're splitting titles, well then your completion is actually getting those titles, so the process and the systems to follow to make sure you get them quickly and on time. And that's about it. There's the 7 stages wrapped up really quickly in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. If you've liked it, just give us a like, and I'm sure we'll see you soon. Thanks.